The Shutdown of CERN, from Part 2 of ChevyZane7777 YouTube channel comments. Your input, no judgment here. At Inks_96. I love how you just casually uncovered a multi-billion-dollar secret in the span of like 2.5 hours total. Just goes to show we have the true power. At Nisi Kennedy 7170. Our powers are much greater than any machine they build. At Cypher Sentinel 77. It's the oldest war to exist, the demons wanting to be God and have access to the divine knowledge that the ancient ones had. At Orleans N5Q. I declared and decree this very message for the shutdown of the CERN lies, stop and destroyed in spirit and flesh, so be it. So be it, so be it, thanks Goddess. At AeonMot19. The universe woke me up for this. At Kayla Williams 7326. Chevy, the demons are actually setting them up for the okie doke. They won't be successful in implementing their will upon humanity in the way they desire. However, they are digging pits that them same demons are going to ensure they never climb out of. At Mesh 775. All are called, but few are chosen. Time to mount up righteous spiritual warriors. Boots on the ground righteous spiritual soldiers. At Carlery T3. All the effort hidden or not they can't access us. God Particle, no fear. At Lock Goddess 126. At 29:40 all the missing children. The purest energy. At Kayla Williams 7326. They use the music/entertainment industries to siphon and collect the collective energies. Sing/entertainment industries/businesses is a very important key component. Summer Walker at her previous concert had an altar set up backstage, like many others, while the energies are being siphoned from the concert attendees/fans. At N1COOC1N. Stealing and siphoning love, family court systems been doing that for decades. At Houseofelina 5953. The chosen ones must be very much aware about everything and anything going forward. Be careful what you're eating. All the witchcraft foods in cans and boxes. Chemicals in the hair will block getting divine messages as well. As who does the hair? The clothes, the colors worn. What we have in our home, the alignment and decor. Who we sleep with, and that is just only a tip of the iceberg for what the chosen ones needs to be doing. But we can still enjoy life. This is serious spiritual warfare, and these entities are not playing games for their survival. It's time we start paying more attention to learning the earth and the universe, and not just merely live in it. I can say a lot more, but I'll stop here. Great video. At Jaspire_5052. Night Sky is a good Netflix series to watch. It's about an older couple who discovers a portal in their backyard, and it turns out that there are many more undercover portals scattered across the world in different areas. Also, watch the TV series V. The newer show. We are at war with these reptile-looking beings, and they shapeshift into the most beautiful humans, act kind towards us, and act like they are here to help us when they truly want to destroy us. At Lolaclive 3136. COVID vaccines didn't kill us as many as the globalists had hoped for. Plan 2, weather manipulation and fires and drought as well as floods. Humans are tough to destroy. They shut down CERN and hear weather acting up all over the world. I'm here with you, Chevy. It's a lot to take it, but I'm definitely wide awake for these times. At Sibusisa Sabiko, T1H. A Peb is the cosmic serpent that the sun god Ra has to fight/battle every time he has to cross the deliver the righteous soul. At God_ISS_HP. Definitely dealt with the disastrous connections. I lost so much from 2011 to 2024. At Adnatangel. Carrie Cassidy interviewed a man that spoke of a project Looking Glass that allowed them to see into the future, and as of 2010 I believe what they saw was their ultimate demise, yet they continue to keep trying anyways. I wonder if what they failed to mention was that CERN basically is Project Looking Glass? At Vanisafor 1295. Wow. I hear with you, understanding every word you are saying. At a beautiful killed off God. Feel better, my sister. God bless you and your beautiful children. At Professor Mind BNDR. Look into a presentation by Jordy Rose. I totally overstand, concur, and your timeline is way on point. 2010 Lust, Drugs dabbling, losing my mind 2013 to Back to Light, taking the journey of the dark night of the soul restored 2018, 2020, 2022. He speaks on this entity and he's sharing resources. At Rosa Johnson 9200. I ready for a part 3 at Deep It Does Affect Humanity. At Dequinlo Butua 9680. We are Chaos Return. The other entities was waiting on our call. We have nothing to fear they do. Even them can't take away our free will. At Michelle Nelson 9761. I'm here with you. Lots of portals that needed to be closed. Most high protection again during the storm. Save me and my home. At Donna Robinson 6528. Chubby. Don't even ask, just bring it. You're doing amazing work. I truly appreciate you. At Igabotwezeladoit Smakwav 5039. Maud is on our side. Joy and love is what will get us through. Root into your sense of self. Knowledge is power. We are divine. At C.W.7767. 1111. Thank you, Javi, for sharing this story information. At Spiritual Evolving. OMG. Yes, I was in low vibrational connections from 2010 to 2017. At Stacey Andrews 7460. I am here with you. I needed to understand on this subject of CERN. Gratitude. At Darius Robinson 6704. Peace, love, and bliss. We need a part 3. At Mombot 101. I'm ready for part 3, 1111. Thank you, Chubby, for what you do and your time. At Nicolata 1392. Last Vatican Pope did open up a portal before he died. At Earthangel 44. QMCC. You are doing an amazing job, Chubby. Keep up the investigative spiritual work. All needs to be revealed so that those who have been chosen and accepted the call can do something to protect ourselves and rise up again. I am with you, Chubby Zane. Love, Asamina. ASE. At Alasumbo 888. When you investigate, you really investigate. Excellence video. Much love. At Unicornlia 7484. I'm ready for part 3. Love. 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 Love is the greatest force in the universe. At Zerapenda. We, our bodies, heal naturally if let alone. IT is innate. At Kyabrock 9472. Ready for part 3. I'm so glad you do reads other than just love, but it all makes sense how everything, even Love Tuesday, into this. Divine time is here and they are crumbling. At Janelle 5095. 1111. The Pope came over to America for the first time. Then they made a formal announcement about blacks leaving the church. And didn't they, Pope, apologize for crimes against blacks and indigenous? At John Marie White. V2Q. Native American Festival / Voodoo Festival, huge one in Africa. At Aeon Mott 19. You said something about them looking for the Eye of Horus. That CERN machine looked like an eye. At Azika the real one. This is their Hail Mary. We are more than ready and prepared for this. Gonna be a bumpy ride. At Co-creating Heaven on Earth. I'm here throughout. Please complete part 3. At Layla Turner 4170. Chaos is the great mother Tiamat who is overthrown by younger gods, and she has been trapped, but soon she and her children, who are the Titans or Elder Gods, will be released, and they are going to destroy the entire universe and restore chaos and get rid of order. At Kayla Williams 7326. If you read my comment from part 1 video, I mentioned that on April 8, 2024, on that same day of the eclipse and shooting up the 3 rockets, Peter Higgs died. This is very, very important key information and puzzle piece. He is the one who proposed the existence of the God particle, died at 94 years old, the same age as Clive Davis. I saw Peter Higgs' name in this video in one of the articles you displayed. Clive Davis died 7 days, July 22, 2026. Prior to CERN machine being shut down on June 29, 2026. At 777 th day. Christ came in peace the first time. His second return will be for war. Addis RSR. I am deep in Sista. Please part 3. Thank you for the readings. It is very precise. At Mitchell Claby born 2354. I'm here 1111. Now you are cooking on high. They are trying, but will fail, to bring forth their biblical savior. The Book of Revelations. At John Farley 4201. You are a very gifted and wise woman. Traveled with your logic and definitely agree. We're in such evil and bad times. At Susan Robinson, D2B. Trying to scramble our DNA to cause us to be off balance and therefore more controllable. At Dominic Edwards, 5850. According to the Book of Enoch, it's all fallen entities. I'm not playing that game at all. At John Fort 290. Angels and Demons is part 2 of the Da Vinci Code. At Valeria Eberhardt, L7G. I'm here with you. At Carolinicals 5257. I'm so excited about my order, my altar, ancestral money, and spiritual cleanse. Soon I will order jewelry. At Divine Goddess 711. Part 3 most definitely. Thank you so much for your insight. When you're connected, your soul knows when it hears truth. At Barius Dubos 4774. Stranger Things is about those portals they open up and let that entity into the 3D you on point. That's the image they're trying to get people to worship the beast. At Zerapenda. Yes, exactly. They want to give it the collective stolen energy to be their God, to rule over all. At Ms. Jacobs, G3Q. Part 3. Thank you, yes. At AeonMot 19. FYI, the GA Guidestones were destroyed July 6, 2022. At Marisha Jones 1935. Part 3 with much gratitude. At WML Malcomte. I'm here with you, training my locks, learning. At X, Rifleman 1337. Pretender Healer plus Evil Eye. The objective is to get the Chosen to somehow give up their connection with their spiritual team and Most High Mother and Father for this imposter. Because the imposter is pretending to be an agent of the Most High Mother/Father. Invite can also means manipulating the Chosen to step over the threshold of their own free will into the trap, because your spiritual team cannot interfere with your free will if you choose to go ahead with making the dumb choice. At Yeshrin 1. OMG. Pituitary gland surgery is trending for our people. This gland facilitates melanin production and is an antenna or beacon to Earth's magnetic frequency. At BKLYN Original. That's right, our frequency is high, we will be able to spot the imposter. They will fool the masses, not us. At L.T.Chosen 5959. Unfortunately, they've lost, regardless of what they're trying to do. The Divine Foot Soldiers are establishing divine order, while they pause the play button is still on. At Minismith 08Y. Part 3. Thank you, Divine Goddess Sister. At Jennifer 3784. Me and my ancestors are ready to throw these spiritual hands. At Dikunlo Butua 9680. I felt a pain in my heart with the eclipse, and I knew a portal was opening. It's like a pain and a ripping I have never felt before. And being on my father's birthday, and he had passed because of the shot. I made a declaration against the whole system and all involved in the system. We are powerful. It was our birthright and birthday. At Baird Tabernacle 5795. This was very powerful and enlightening. A part 3 will be appreciated, Empress. Take care. At Jawara Karega 7534. I'm here for it. They put something so thick in the rain here last week that it stained the windows around my house so bad that I could not see clearly through them. I remember the rockets at the eclipse fiasco. And you're absolutely right, Cha. We have been expecting them to do an imposter Jesus false flag for quite some time now. Shavi, I see what you see. They're afraid of RA 1111. I'm ready for a point 3. At DeBoard Unmore, L9K. And their plan is to keep us separated, create chaos. No unity is part of the plan. At 22 Goddess 89. Part 3s, please. This read was very much enlightening. Gratitude. At Sherry Lee D1C. When we lost Jay and Prince the King and Prince of Music, it very weird and different, not because they were just superstars, but the energies to it felt like rituals or something, but the people vibration rose higher out of love. I don't think they were expecting that because it was two of the biggest entertainers. Unity, love, and light. At Sonia Gallman. Part 3, please. I'm still with you. At True Jews 466. 1 Thessalonians 5:3 For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. At Tracy Webb 2728. The entity was in a humanoid glowing light blue form with no distinct features. At Minismith08Y. 8 days ago. When they say peace, peace sudden destruction. Satan, who has transformed himself as an angel of the light to deceive many, but our father and mother source has other plans ASC. At Tiffany Smith E9U. I was in Dallas, Texas for the eclipse, and I have pictures and a truthful story. At Leslie Marshall 7522, there was Pastor Stephen Darby of Destin Ministries who, prior to his passing, did a video about CERN. Gotta look this up. At Elgin Hall 3560. More and still rising Chegadas bringing truth to light mores. At Karen Lloyd, V4U. It sounds like they're trying to merge the evil entity with the God particle. Interesting. At Starfy 963. Great job, I knew that since 2000. The divine is and always will be. Love you, sister. At Janelle 5095. Pope Leo XIV makes historic apology for Vatican's role in legitimizing slavery May 15, 2026. At our 3L Doctorate. 1111. We love you, Chubby. I declare and decree you are so protected in spirit and in flesh across all timelines, realms, and dimensions known and unknown as above, so below as within, so without, and so it is. At Divinagatus Tiffany 3254. It sounds like the religious church folk will get their version of the return of the Christ. Spiritual people know better. At Quiz 55. The sun shall reach with healing in his wings. At Diquimo Butua 9680, it's back to destroy them. The Great Mother has returned. And she came come in any form. Androgyny has returned. Male and female, to appear as it truly is. At Nicolata 1392. That is why they were working with our families, friends, exes, etc. At Essence Moore 2293. I remember, happened to me in 2015, I'm still attached to this karmic partner and I wanted to YND. At Sunshine Seeker 444. I remember the eclipse. I hadn't found this community yet, but it didn't sit well with me. I felt like they were dangling something in our faces that had never been possible for us in the past, SMH. At Harite Kithcart 9000. This message is very valuable to me, and it also has a lot to do with the astrologies, and it helps you to focus on it, all together. At Traveling Man 88. Thank you very much, Chubby, for sharing your wisdom. As a former music producer, I also feel like they got us in an energetic siphon covenant via the Music Into 6 in the year 2010s. After the death of MJ, there was a worldwide surge of low vibration, heavy kick and bass, music in mainstream which lowered our subconscious frequency for war, Lord Shiva, in ancient time. Heavy drums were also played to induce fighters into a war state to fight in the physical realm. Also around that time, the lower astral version of the Sumerian deity Inanna was evoked into multiple songs under catchy hooks containing na 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 na. I've listed a couple of examples below. Google, when did trap music become popular? The second wave. The 2010s to today. In the early 2010s, trap music got faster and more aggressive. Electronic producers in the EDM world, like RL Grime and Bar, started using these beats in their dance tracks. This introduced the sound to a whole new, global audience. When did heavy kick and bass music become popular in mainstream? Heavy kick and bass music exploded into the mainstream during the early 2010s. Artists like Skrillex took underground UK dubstep and added aggressive, metal-inspired riffs. By 2011, tracks like Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites made bass drops a global festival standard. 2. The US mainstream explosion, 2010 to 2013. American producers made the bass louder and more aggressive. This louder sound is often called brostep. Famous producers like Skrillex and Excision helped this heavy sound take over the American festival scene. It became the most popular style of EDM, electronic dance music, overnight. List of Na 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 songs around the year 2010. Na 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 by My Chemical Romance. This 2010 rock song kicks off with loud na 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 chants in the very first verse. Right Now, Na 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 by Akon. This 2008 pop song uses na 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 constantly throughout its upbeat chorus. So What by Pink. This 2008 pop anthem uses an upbeat na 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 in the intro and chorus. What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. This 2011 hit song uses a catchy na 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 chant at the start of the song. Justin Bieber, boyfriend nanana, 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 nanana. Little known fact, girls love boys who na na na. So put on your gold shoes and leather jacket, whip out your guitar, sit atop the hood of your car, and literally don't stop na na naing until you're her boyfriend. Rihanna, SNM, come on. Na na na, come on. Na 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 na, come on. Na na na, come on. Come on. Come on. Na 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 na. Come on. Always say na 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 before expressing your sexual desire to be chained and whipped. At Richardrone 557. I love where you're at with what you are saying. We all better listen. I'm right there with you with my assessment of your saying. At Kayla Williams 7326. Shiva equals chaos and destruction. A pep equals chaos and destruction. Also, in one of the first clips where you showed a picture of a pep, it had definitions at the bottom, and one of them was evil eye at Niji07. They always meddling with something. At Antonio Anderson, E8K10. I have just awoken, now I have spoken. At Tracy Webb 2728. Their goal is not to come here, but to get us/souls into their world. At Professor Mind BNDR. The old ones, primordial gods of chaos. At Thamelinated Goddess. Yep, that's exactly what they are doing. I was thinking the same thing. At Solspa Hypnoshorts. The Sleeple will say he's the Prince of Peace. At Kimberly Little 8254. I believe that they turned the CERN machine off because they changed the location of the Earth, happened so fast nobody recognized it, and now we closer to the sun, which is why it's so hot lately. At Mystic_Dreamer73. I'm ready for part 4. This goes deep. Thank you, Javi. At Matic Midisliving Wow, 2010 was when I met my narcissistic ex. I completely lost who I was in that relationship. I started finding pieces of me by choosing myself little by little in the springtime 2 years into it and broke free just over a year after that. I've been choosing myself more and more ever since. Much love and much gratitude for this message at Derequistray 9049. We/us as Moorish Hebrew indigenous people need to acknowledge a part 3. At Laju and Aronsom 9884. Labrie, this series has a message as well at Debordan Moore, L9K. I see what you see. At Monalisa Hamilton 7815. I'm ready for a part 3, please and thank you. This is very much an eye-opener. At Love Divinely. Bring part 3 on. I can't wait. This is speaking to us all on a collective level, but I am seeing my personal life that occurred back in 2008 and on in a way I always intuitively knew something else bigger than me was messing with me and my relationships. Because up until 2008, I had never had a karmic relationship, like I have since 2008. Each time I attempted a relationship, it was with an even bigger karmic narcissist than the previous one, as I became more and more aware, yet still very asleep due to my numbing out I was doing at that time. This is one of my favorite messages by you, Chavi, and you have a library of gold in your messages. This needs to go viral. At Tazami Author. Yes, I remember them karmic relationships. At Robin Butler 9285. Ready for part 3 and thankful for your perspective. At Kimbert 7316. The Book of Revelations keeps ringing in my head. I feel this is connecting to that book. They are really trying to pull this off. That is also why they are trying to keep us distracted. Not only being aware is a must, being self-aware is even more important than anything right now. They don't want you to be aware of yourself. Everything makes sense. Society was designed to keep us in a box, seeking everything outside of yourself, and religion was the root of it. The moment you go within, which includes ego death, is when shit around you dismantle. OMG. Since I am going through my own healing through awareness, I see reflections on the micro, within, and what's going on out here, without. With that being said, I feel they don't have enough energy from the people to open that portal. They don't want us in the love frequency and authentic frequency because the love frequency is powerful, but authentic frequency is more powerful. At Ren Horton 4004. Value for those who are not saturated in steps 1 and 2 of human nature. At Thea Travel Hippie. This is giving level high level of journalism. At Tona Pettis 3968. Part 3 please. The attack on divine unions is an attack on love. The frequency of healthy divine union is an angelic love song. At Christina Jones 4069. Thank you. This is all making sense. At Christy M4B. I've been loving this topic. Thank you so much for dedicating so much time to make these videos. I would love a part 3 when you're ready. Like you said, it's a lot, and if I can feel it from behind the screen, you must really be feeling it. Everything you said made sense. I noticed a shift around 2009, and I think that's when the Mandela effect started. Since then, things feel more and more off. Sending you much love and gratitude. At one step the Platonumo.G.764. CERN is built on the temple of Apollo or Abaddon, Greek deity of destruction, and Shiva. It's in the book of Revelation. 9 feet 11 inches means warning. You said that they were warned, and the fabric of the universe gets worn. Fabric equals worn. Karma is active. They reap what they sow. At Tracy Webb 2728 deal is off. They realized the entity was lying. At Purple Light Warrior 1111 this makes so much sense. Thank you for this message. At P. Williams 5105. I'm here for it. Part 3. You are only helping others awaken to these things. At Mindfulja 44 Part 3, 1111, grateful for your downloads and spirit team. At Jenlu 3336. First time watching, confirmation. At One Box 1 of 1. A story, within the story and deeper still is a story. At Runjin. Excellent video. And yes, definitely ready for part 3. Thanks for sharing. At Victoria E. Webb. The eye of Horus is a cross-section of the pineal gland. At Arletha Garsha, Guzman 3191. If y'all saw the Disclosure Day movie, the last word spoken was the word listen, 45:58. But I think the disclosure is about us, not extraterrestrials. Just a thought. At Earth Angel Remix. Phenomenal podcast. Truth unveiling. At How You Live in Houston 850. We must protect our black youth at all costs. They are disappearing in alarming numbers. Not showing up dead, so where are they? At Purition 4905. I'm new here and I love you so much already. Please do part 3. They're for sure trying to destiny swap with the melanated indigenous PPL of the planet. At Rebecca Powell 3882. I'm with you. Yes ma'am, I was included with a ritual with you, Javi. At Betty Wade, F7T. GR the CERN looking for understanding, thanks sis, peace and unity. At Gamig 11, DR1FN. Read the book The Sibyls, the Prophetess. The world was ran under the matriarchal system before it became this patriarch. ISIS went by different names in different regions. Download the book The Golden Ass and read chapter 11. At Debord Moore, L9K. They are going to be the people whom will the whole world the olive tree. At Brendo Rydell 7432 yes part 3 please. Truths needs to be told and revealed, thank you Sister Chubby. At Dequinlo Butua 9680. The Great Mother brought herself into being from forethought and knowledge. They created the machine to bring it into this realm. At Light Warrior 777. Part 3 please. Thank you for all your time. Sending you full chakra healing energy. Especially your throat chakra. Namaste. At Outside Deathamaze. I see what you see. 11:11 part 3 please. Thank you so much Chubby. At James G3G9R. Yes, I remember the 2021 year where they had the eclipses and the red moons, but I thought the shift in 2017 when they had the eclipse. At Maisha Stubbs, P4Q. They try and create a Antichrist. At Aziza White, 8927. 1111 this resonates with me. At Marteller 556. Hey Ms. Zane. I'm here with you, and thank you, you're one of my favorite, and I'm sending you healing from your cold. At Tiffany Edwards, K1Z. It won't work for them LOL. At Dequinlo Butua 9680. I didn't write anything down on paper and had candles to burn or did any type of physical sacrifice. But what I was doing around that time was working, preparing, and doing some renovations. Still feeling the passing of my father and my heart being ripped open. I wrote my declarations. The contents on the table of my heart. At Sakazua. Bliss and love. Part 2 in 2008, I moved back home on January 1st. In September, on Labor Day that year, I re-encountered my twin flame who I had a spiritual connection with when we were children. I have been on a spiritual roller coaster ever since. I am an empath, a healer. He has been a tool used to attempt to drain me of my beauty and spiritual essence. These readings resonate on many levels. In 2010, forgiveness and the love factor played a major roles during this time. His spirit unhealed, hidden, couldn't remain that way with me. I saw him clearly. He tried to heal, tried to love me, saw him struggle to do so. He faltered and wasn't strong enough spiritually. He is in a self-destruction, totally anti-feminine energy, and his mission is to further destroy women through sex magic. He was a spiritual fraud in my life that you called out in the reading. They do exist. Beware. They are male and female imposters alike, for the record. It's a frequency they are on and in tune with. At Abraham, B1R. Queen in royal blue. At Magnetic Intuition. Amazing message, sister. Thank you, and we would like to hear a part 3. At Reginald Thomas, 1028. Wow. To send the God particle through an opening to the imposter entity that hits chillingly deep. At Nicolata, 1392. Oh, there is holographic of the Lord. At Leslie Marshall, 7522. Giving power to the beast. At Nicolata, 1392. Revelation. Mark of the beast. At Beverly McLeod, 779. Empress. Godness. Grand rising. To you and yours. Much love. At Themapoles, 3 Minol. Karmic relationships all up and through there. At Rashaba Shiare. Yes. Part 3, please. So interesting. At Chef Boiled, 3844. I'm here with your sister, Divine Timing. At Charlene Osborne Navone. Part 3, please. Thank for the messages. At Neville Edwards, 8800. 11.11. Yes. We can go deeper into this spiritual journey with a part 3. We are at a very sensitive period since the beginning of creation of the world. At Denise Tuggle Photography, QM8Q. This is what we need to be ready for the move of the enemy. Thank you. Part 3, please. At Cosmic Empress 1222. Tricked into casting a ballot in 2008 for an imposter. They look like us, but they are not. They've been using Conjure on us for a long time and knew it would wear off. BC, the inevitable awakening is here. Our awakening is ultimately their demise. Not even their time travel antics prevents their demise. We. At James, G3G9R. I've been following sharing ever since 2009. At Comforto Sunsumi 7780. Watched part 1, 2 awaiting part 3. This is fascinating. God bless. At Simply Designs 1111. Thank you for diving deeper, ready for part 3. At Gunskonifition 6969. I'm with you and yes for part 3. At Tangela Jordan, TM7A. Part 3, thank you for the knowledge, appreciate it. At Dequinlo Butua 9680. They called Great Mother wicked. There's nothing but her. She s the nothingness. At Zen One Twin. I'm always with you, sis. You have a way of making it make sense. At Ta1, Sorld 6989. I remember that and I joined in on the ritual. At Dequinlo Butua 9680. During the eclipse. I felt a portal open. I felt it in my heart, for the mothers out there. It's like giving birth. Trust me. I know the symptoms on a woman in birth, as some would call a male. One of the knowing the pain of a woman in birth, for me or any male. Let her hold your hand, the strength of that woman. Is like nothing you ever felt before. She came break your hand and fingers, while yelling you did this to me. At Yvonne Holder 273. Let's go deep diving part 3, please, thank you. At Patricia Long 5317. I'm here with you and I'm ready. At Werthy Hudson Power. They want the power of the Anos, the divine light that created together, that was him, and that they were looking for. At Marquis 888. When the solar eclipse came 2 years ago, I remember using some protective eyeglasses to look at the sun, and as the eclipse happened, the animals were making a lot of noises, as if they knew what was going on. And the falcon had flew past my head and was calling out. I will never forget it. At Eric Moreno 6593. Returned at Ish to Sender Chavi. At Dequinlo Butua 9680. It is said, I will feed on their greed and feast on their marrow. At Carmen 9145. I'm ready for a part 3. Please and thank you. At MacDav to you. Yes, do a part 3, and how it relates to the Chosen. Additionally, how it relates to Divine Kingdom spouse starseed connections with ancient royalty lineage and future offspring. Ask cards about the new Earth, please. At Jaspire_5052. So they are trying to return White Jesus. The fake return of Christ. At Gemini Goddess 77 LHD. 111. Chubby, I see what you see. At 76K66. Z4W. Yes, and have people to believe that he is the true God. In Time Prophecy. False Light. At Hote to Death. You described Obama and that COV powwow as what got rid of the God gene. At Emily Blackwell 1592. I'm ready for parted 3 Most High Mother and Father parted 3. At Gemini Goddess 77 LHD. I'm here with you, Chevy. At R.Manninger 7777. Most definitely agree and see what you see. We can see through their illusion as well too. Anything that they offer to the planet sheep is a complete lie. Every offer is orchestrated with a demonic stronghold as usual. They have been telling on themselves all along. For those that can see know this. They know it's a wrap for them in every timeline they have been able to temporarily view. Hence why they continue to try to manipulate the current timeline we are ascending through. Hence the continued sacrifices of those who signed up for their own demise working alongside the powers that were. Believing that they escape or outsmart the demonic contract that they signed. 7777. At Pray Now. I'm here with you. At Lee Can Fly. When you said that, it reminded me of the last message you had when the spirits were jumping off of one person to the next person to the next person like the movie. At A Malalacious Enigma. Part 3. Please, Divine Goddess Sister. At Hadiayas. Yes, yes, yes. You are so on point. I'm over here jumping up and downs. I just watched the movie The Disclosure last night at the theater. The movie ended with one word. Listen, you go girl. At Justin Hamilton 8795. We are ready for part 3. Part 3 for sure. I remember. I watched that serious theas. I watched 'cause you recommended it. I have ears to hear. You explain this so intuitively. Thank you, SS Spirit First. At the Bebraham 1966. The Chosen One, starting preparing in 2012, entered the Earth realm in 1019. The divine being of light is already present in the Earth. At Hugo Garcia, MM2EY. We will destroy all their supposed power. We are doing it now. They got to go. The universe has a mandate against them. Payback time is here. The last will be the first will be the last. One love to all. At Tashiamax 3049. 1111. I'm ready for a part 3, etc. Thank you, soul sister. At Nikaniji 13. This is long, but Vecna and his vines. Powering the mind flayer, casting illusions on all in its control as it invades our reality. Stranger Things had a false messiah plot as their last season, and the true ending for all who knows D&D or the game played understands the false Hydra. A fake-out ending that lulls the player into a fake reality that they beat the game. The she-devil medium makes me think of Callie, who warps the mind as number 8 to trick 11, the gifted girl who commands portals into sealing off the portals with her in it to so-called break the cycle. But the gifted kids, of course, will still be born or created with trauma. Knowing the truth that she was the only one who had the ability, the conscience feminine or childlike empress, in order to keep the worlds locked in the mind flayer's favor. At Chabisa DF. I remember that group ritual that we did on that day. I was B-Fate. Ready for part 3. Thank you for your work, sister. At 1983 Stunna. In 2012, I was sucked into a lust-based relationship, and it was great while it lasted, but it fell apart 3 years later. I was awake since the early 2000s, but lost my way around 2008 time. I'm only now seriously back on my awakening path since 2025. At DeBoard Unmore, L9K. I know a lot about spiritual warfare. It's deep. Get ready for a very hard ride mental, emotionally, physically, the world. At RV Barnett Author. Damn. Thought I knew a little something. Thank you for the much-needed information. Blessings to you. At Steveserharden 8520. I would like to see, and part 3. I felt much of what you said and got from your readings. You strong black woman. LOL. I will follow you as much as I can. At Marjorie Lara 8802. 1111. Part 3. Yes, very valuable. Thank you for what you do. I so appreciate you. At Imgudimwil 6697. I'm here and everywhere with you. At Happy New Phone. I am grateful for your heightened intuition. At Jess 9391. Gratitude and so much love. Off to point 3. At Kelvin Gorley 7905. I'm here with you. At Kathleen Evans 9207. We see what you see for sure. Demons after seers. At Tony Powell C6P. I'm ready for a part 3. At Indian 5105 Indian. Although it's so much world turmoil, it's a great time to be alive to witness the world's biggest transfer of power and wealth transfer. At Leslie Marshall 7522. That fake deity image of their Christ. All praises to the Most High Abba YH Elohim Hallelujah. No power like the Most High Abba YH. SMDH. That NWO to be put in place of Meyer speaking the language of the scriptures. OMG. At Charlie Ned 4696. I need a part 3. Might tie into what happened to Pastor Stephen Darby. He taught a lot about CERN. Rest his soul. At user Sunflower 111. 1111. Yes. Need a part 3. Also, around 2010 to 2013, around Obama's presidency, there was a major agenda for same-sex relationships/marriages. At Emmanuel, NN5LQ. 1111. This message deep part 3 please. At Better Not Better. Finished PT1. I am here with you for PT2. I hope you feel better soon and your reading is very appreciated. Your creations are all beautiful and I will be hitting you up to purchase something soon. At Lemurian Being. 1111.3. When we sing, divine frequencies come through us. We shift reality. At Christopher Rogers. W6U. 11. April 11th 8, 2024 CERN Machine 2012 to 2016, 17 Dimensions. I do remember this transaction. It was a creature that they could not identify. Good reading on point. At Morrison Reisiger. 3 please. Unexplained phenomenon on my disastrous love life around 2010 through 2014. Not to mention attacks on my very 3D life in 2006 through 2010. So much malpractice was forgiven by evil presidential 3D powers after 2011. Also testing for COVID/coronaviruses killings. 1111. At Doris Esquilin, E6F. I see it with clear eyes. Thank you. At Rose Serwild 0323. 1111. Dear Lord, place your protected angels with this young lady, a sister, that anything seen and unseen cannot touch her. In the name of Yahweh, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen, amen. At that one Divinus Sparklet Leapril. Chevy, we see what you see. Gratiam. At Christina Clausen 802. Ready for point 3. Let's dig deeper for more understanding. At Jacqueline Even Horson. I'm here with you. At Stephen Lee the Gluey NKI. Yes, I remember that I was there. Most of you know already because I used the platform as eventing. At Patricia Long 5317. I'm ready for the part 3. At Lenave 22. I remember 1111. April is the beginning of all New Year's. At Sewell 79. The Antichrist. Talked about in Revelations. At Palm Color 8376. My sister. I am present. At Rodney Bay T7X. Sis Chubby Zane. I wouldn't want to be anyplace else. At Lebamot. 30:00. I'm with you. Many people will be fooled by the impostor though. Hence they will give into the fake rapture. At X, Rifleman 1337. I would like a part 3, but get well first. At Leslie Marshall 7522. That could be who these people, non-people, call the Antichrist, who they are waiting on, that they say is their Christ's return. Remember, Scripture speaks of this entity coming in as the angel of light, but later to be exposed as the opposite. At Oscar Golf. Why the need to see what happens at crashing particles at supersonic speeds and hiding it from the world, but using up resources? At Leonard Eagely. While they are breaking spiritual law, there are laws that can't be broken. They can't take away our fighting chance. At I Am Love 7373. Same here with the head cold. I was fine on Thursday, woke Friday with the stuffy nose. At Journey_with_J. They want to bring back the illusion of the second coming of Christ. At Celia Goldsmith, Jew 3QG. They turned it back on as we recovered from COVID. At Leonard Eagely. They also use media to present apparent realities to us which aren't actually real yet, but by making enough of us believe that they are, they can manifest their evil ideas/images. At Diquinlo Butua 9680. They unleashed chaos. The solar eclipse was the union of the male and female. The Usapep as the scapegoat. But it was also the real awakening of the soul from its slumber. It is internal and physic mythological. At Lebamot. I hear you about Project BB. But yeah, I think the person will walk this earth and heal people. At Digicoinai. This is what the flat hats want. They believe they can bring him back. At Harite Kithcart 9000. And with the astrology, along with what's your have rest arched and found, it shows more than what you think it shows, and I think everyone should know about make everything, not just something, but everything, and you're doing a fantastic job. Keep doing what you're doing. At L. Victoria Simpson. 1111. Just a thought, but if it was really off during that time period, there would be no way for them to regain their supposed confidence without a functioning device. I am ready for a part 3. The destiny swap for switching out their karma. Desperation will make people push. At Gamig 11, DR1FN. An imposter cloaked in light would be them pretending to be Queen Isis. She is the sun, the creator. At Justina Hakaro 5631. Part 3 Chubby, thank you for your messages. At Harvey Holman 817. Yes, I'm definitely interested in PT3 of this. I'd like to know more. This is interesting and powerful at the same time. Thank you for this valuable info. At Sheba_Noel. Yes, that solar eclipse was on my birthday, April 8th, and I found myself in Washington, D.C. that day, where I laid on the lawn on the mall at the foot of the Washington Monument facing the reflecting pool facing the Lincoln Monument. And it was because someone invited me to go on a business trip with them, and I agreed, because I wanted to see the cherry blossoms, so I said to God when I was laying there for the solar eclipse, saying you wanted me to be here to ground the light of God into this place at this auspicious time. LOL, I know that sounds so esoteric, but come on, that could not have been a coincidence. I am the black gold of the sun. At John Bogus, L1N. I'm ready for the part 3. At Gracie Barra 8280. It sounds like somebody's destroying the house in the background. I apologize, I couldn't help, but here I get your point, God bless. At Wamagical. I recommend watching the movie titled The Mist. At Cynthia Jimenez 5964. The objective was to materialize the entity. At Rose Serwild 0323. What's so scary is, they think we don't know they made a deal and the hands with the demon. It don't mean they will be successful in the deal they made, because the Almighty who made everything has the very last saying. At Jessicalyn_DBJT. Part 3. Do you remember the reading you gave me? My Fire Warrior dream? All of us singing, screaming, and shouting in unison destroyed the evil. At Sandra E. Williams, E7W1D. I remember the April 8th, 2024. I was outside watching. April 8th eclipse is the one that crossed the United States, and the X was on the state of Texas. I was given a download to stay aligned to the divine source. Peace, love, and light of life in conscious living. At Libyan Adams. The imposter is already here. That's why they banned the Gnostic texts. At IKNOW 1155. Find the connection that CERN has with the University of Pennsylvania. The announcement they made in 2012 about the God particle was on the 4th of July. At EarthAngel44, QMCC. We see you, Chevy, and you are definitely onto something. I will be returning for part 3. Love, Asamina. At Gwyn Fraser 9031. I am here with you. At Gamig 11, DR1FN. How can they be a scientist and not look at details? WTH. At Christ_313. Definitely a part 3. At Dweebethart. The Eye of Horus is related to the pineal gland. At Bernadette. I'm here with you and I remember that eclipse. I also remember the karmic connections I made around 2010. 1111. At Neen 3. I'm ready for a part 3. ASE. At Azizawite 8927. Part 3 indeed. At Kitty Price 9181. Look how the wind is portraying. They sell naked. And the songs are so nasty. At Forsweep. H7T. Oh, Warrior Nun was also first place that showed me that all these strangers creating courts to me by sleeping with my ex can also have the tables turned on them by calling my power back and transmitting their dark magic. At Empress Marqualia 6689. This made me think about the fact that they are conducting the MK Ultra trial right now also. The timeline has definitely changed. At Harvey Holman 817. Sounds like Antichrist to me, in my humble opinion, in disguise. At Sacred One. I'm ready for a part 3. At D_nice. Rule number 1 to offset this occurrence is follow God's word and turn away from witchcraft. That's the problem. At our 3L Talkdarat. If anyone is a true oracle, you will definitely be interested in this type of information because it is very informative, because so many people are lost thinking that false Jesus is coming to save them. So thank you, Chubby, for your patience and help to inform the chosen and those who are willing to unlearn the lie and awaken to the truth. At Neblosion. You are aligning with a lot of the things I have been researching for years now. It's very unusual to hear anyone talking about these things. Call it the algorithm, I tend to not think so. I'm glad I found your content. At Oscar Golf. Movies to watch and learn. Deja Vu Eagle Eye. At Sandra E. Williams, E7W1D. At Truthseeker 1045. I believe what you speak of has already happened. There is a spiritual fraud, imposter, already at work. They have targeted the chosen seed. The imposter had plastic surgery to resemble the real chosen one. The imposter with their handlers will destroy humanity rather than uplift it. They have given us a preview of what they want, a world of depravity with humanity enslaved forever. Evil knows their time is coming to an end. That's the reason for their expediency. GCSPS, this is enlightening. A part 3 is needed and necessary for the chosen seed 1111. At Latrisecolins 6376. 1111 the Pope that just transitioned supposedly tried opening a portal. Surprised me that they used those words. I'm W.Sis. At Marapeno 1327. Revisit the challenge of job of which God won and you're exactly right about the plan. At Recrory 32. I've been saying for years that they're trying make Bible prophecy real with a super evil agenda. You are truly one of the chosen. This is my first time seeing you. Keep the awesome work. P.S. Think about the Antichrist. Demons wrote the Bible without a doubt. I love you realness and clarity. At MS Spoiled Beauty. I remember that. I definitely see what you see. I think they want to cloak it so it can try to access our records and bring back the info and let it come back in return, but in a more pleasing and manipulative manner at Obsidian Blaze. I definitely need a PT3. The music gave me frequency. There have been people speaking on music and the HRZ they are recorded with, masters. I totally resonates with the sun/sun energy. CERN, LHCs, is global just like HARP. There are many on smaller scales and now paying people to install mini data centers in their homes in some places. 1111 for sure. Also, music can affect the pineal as well, so maybe that is where the sound of love come in. I stay dispelling Aaron energies. Bells, singing bowls. Even a bunch of instruments I don't even know how to play yet, but I got them. We know sound frequency can heal, but it can also harm. So, what if the powers that were dropped those men beds, and they are calibrated to disrupt the pineal? That would definitely be a beings that would be perceived as a healer and seer, with that level of technology. I really enjoyed your interpretations. Thank you. At Gail Edwards, I7I. Resonates. Too many people are pulling away from religions and seeking true light workers for the truth. Technology has allowed light workers reach millions of people. They are trying to rein the masses back in, destroy the pineal gland, and regain control of the masses. Religion no longer works. Solution: become the new savior, new healer. Invite the masses to come get healing with the caveat of joining forces with the imposter. Bottom line, they are trying to break the growing followings of true lightworkers who are waking us up. At D-Smartest, you can't believe you have to be careful because the angel light say someone say I saw the angel of light, everybody start going towards that with not even knowing if it's real or not dealing with these people at Kiki. Y9Q the white buffalo being burned in Yellowstone was a sign too for the blue Chakun's elevation to merge at Barber Brooks. ZQ6BRH I'm ready for part 3 because my oil well and the searching of the property led me to CERN Central European Republic nation. They won't be able to stand the intensity of the sun. They found out that at Lunicus_89 Hi Shavi, I hope you find yourself well. I am 18 minutes into part 2. And I also recall that during the solar eclipse in April 2024 there was a comet passing by as well. The comet 12P/Pons-Brook, which they then called Devil Comet, supposedly located 25 degrees of the eclipse. I took a picture of the eclipse with a filter made specifically to see an eclipse, and you can see the comet passing by. Peace, love, and love. Link to Chubby Zane in the description box. Part 2 They were warned. https://youtube.be/lk_spyf3xcu question mark si =$4dig5fxr rem gh-e